Operation Nothing But Bet. That's what they called one of the federal investigations that today, unfortunately, arrested Chauncey Billups. He's definitely a well-known NBA player, but he's now the coach of the Portland Trail Blazers. But he wasn't the only one. Reportedly, the feds have been looking into this for a while. So welcome. I'm Lady Trinette Wilson. I want to thank everybody for taking a little time. We talk about the royal, black, and elite here in history, but we also talk about culture. And this definitely affects the culture. Chauncey Billups is big, and the NBA is big, and so we have to look at and wonder: is there a gambling problem within the NBA? These two men are not the only ones, and this is Terry Rozier. He plays for the Miami Heat. He's a guard, and he was also charged as well. Now, they said that they have allegedly been looking into this for over 6 years, and that 6 years ago, Chauncey was doing some things. Now, Gilbert Arenas was arrested for gambling in his home and having a whole gambling scene at his house. And some say these arrests are a result of him perhaps talking during the interrogation. I don't know. I wasn't in there. I don't know if he told, but I do know these other men got arrested. Another name that has come up in this situation is LeBron James. In particular, his ties to a guy named Damon Jones, who also played in the NBA. Now, he's saying that the newspaper, I've read NBC, and I also went to The Atlantic. They're reporting that on February 9th, 2023, that Damon had some information that LeBron was not feeling his best. And so that people should bet against the team that he played with at the time and bet for the Milwaukee Bucks. So Damon, everybody's saying I didn't do anything. I am not guilty. I don't know nothing. Now, let me be very clear. LeBron has not been implicated in anything, nor is it alleged by these gentlemen today that came in and talked about what the charges were. Now, altogether, 30 men were arrested after the FBI completed 2 investigations. The charges were wire fraud, money laundering, extortion, robbery, and illegal gambling. And I look at this, and there are no people of color on this staff. So I'm wondering, are they the only ones who were gambling? Because as we can see, well, they did hit the mob, though. They did arrest also some people who were, accused of illegal organized crime from the different crime families. And they're saying that these guys are working with them, to do this, to do the gambling. So that's terrible. Now, one case was called Operation Nothing But Bet, and the other operation was called Operation Royal Flush. And so that's where 31 of the defendants were arrested for doing this underground poker game. And that's the same one that Damon Jones was arrested in. But when you have greats, touting gambling has definitely entered the NBA. I don't think for a minute that people who play, people who coach, people who referee are not at risk of coming, under this gambling if they have a problem. And you're talking about young kids in their early 20s, getting a hold to millions of dollars and millions of times. And then evidently, men who are older than them not directing them in the right way to go. So that's why we see so many young black men and young men, period, who enter the NBA or one of these sports. And when they leave, they don't have any money left. One thing that really also was sad that came out of this story is that Chauncey here, allegedly, according to the indictment, was also rigging. The way they were winning was they were rigging the actual equipment that people were playing on. So there was no way, the saying, the house always wins. This is how the house was winning in this particular case. I don't know if it's true. He will have his day in court, just like Gilbert Arenas, just like all the rest of them. They'll have their day in court. I really hope that they haven't done this, but they've been investigating for a long time. Evidently, they say 6 years. So they let these people still in the words of the FBI director, scamming people out of tens of millions of dollars for 6 years. Why would they let it go on that long? So I'll keep you posted on this story. What happens? Is there a problem in the NBA with gambling or in sports, period? And how you get illegal gambling when there's gambling everywhere? So anyway, I'm not a gambler. I hope that you're not. Don't get caught up in that if you can help it. Now, my lectures are for educational and entertainment purposes only, and the Fair Act use is in effect. And all of this is alleged. As I said before, they do have to go to court. Now, I also want to thank you all for tuning in to Hunter's Point. It comes on Fridays at 8 o'clock p.m. And thank you all for showing me all the love that you've shown me. Now, don't forget to hit like, share, and subscribe, and click down below so you can continue to learn about some royal black and elite history. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.